Hi everybody. In this video we're going to be taking a look at temperature conversion. Specifically, we're just going to be looking at how do we convert from degrees Celsius to Kelvin or from Kelvin to degrees Celsius. Now first, to look at any of these problems we really need to understand that relationship. So I've included this scale right here, and we'll talk about a few different important temperatures. First of all, let's talk about absolute zero. This is the coldest temperature possible. On the Kelvin scale, it's 0 Kelvin. Now at this temperature, all particle movement stops. That means there's no movement of any particles at all. On the Celsius scale, this is equivalent to a temperature of negative 273 degrees Celsius. If you want to get technical, it's negative 273.15. But we're just going to, for this video, call it negative 273. So again, this is that temperature of absolute zero. This is the basement. Coldest it can possibly get. Some other key temperatures that we need to know. 100 Kelvin. So we've had a 100 degree increase in the temperature. This would be equal to negative 173 degrees Celsius. At 0 degrees Celsius, this is equivalent to a temperature of 273 Kelvin. This is the temperature, of course, where water is going to either freeze or melt. And then finally, 100 degrees Celsius, the boiling temperature for water is 373 Kelvin. Now, one more thing, and then we're going to get to the problems. We need to understand that for every 1 Kelvin increase, there is a 1 degree Celsius increase. So we go from 0K to 1K, we go from negative 273 degrees Celsius to negative 272 degrees Celsius. If we're increasing by 10 Kelvin, from 0 to 10, that's a 10 Kelvin increase. We would go from negative 273 degrees Celsius to negative 263 degrees Celsius. Again, it is a 10 degrees Celsius increase. Here we see a 100 Kelvin temperature increase. We're going to see a 100 degrees Celsius temperature increase. And we can see that this holds true for any of the temperature increases that we're going to be looking at. So the numbers are always going to be the same. Now, let's look at doing a couple of different conversions. 25 degrees Celsius to Kelvin. Now, first of all, we want to use this to help us understand how we're going to set this up and know how to make this conversion happen for us. Okay, 25. We know that we're going to be somewhere, 25. We know that we're going to be somewhere in here, so let's get a ballpark idea of the type of answer we should be expecting. So we should be somewhere between 273 and 373. If you're coming up with something other than that in your answer, you know that you set something up incorrectly and you should double check your work. Okay, so I know that I want to be between 273 and 373, so what do I need to do to 25 degrees Celsius? I have to add 273. So I can see that by doing this addition, 25 plus 273 is going to equal 298 Kelvin. Please note that when we're writing temperatures in Kelvin, we do not use the degree symbol. That's only used for temperatures written in Celsius or Fahrenheit. Kelvin temperatures don't include that symbol. So we've got an answer of 298. Now, if I wanted to, I could be using that value of 273.15, and of course that might change my answer. I need to consider sig figs because we're always doing these conversions using addition or subtraction. We need to follow that rule of keeping the last full column for significant digits. Now, let's look at another temperature conversion. 313 Kelvin to degrees Celsius. So once again, 313 is going to fall somewhere between 273 and 373. I know I'm somewhere between 100 degrees Celsius and 0 degrees Celsius. I want to use that to verify my answer to make sure that I'm not setting something up incorrectly. 313 Kelvin to degrees Celsius. Here I need to subtract 273 to make this conversion happen for me.